この時間はオーストラリアのメルボルン郊外に位置していますスインバーン工科大学によりミシェルさんにお越しいただいておりますので、この後の大学のプレゼンテーションの中でもっと知りたい、ここがもっとわからないですっていうことがありましたら、画面上の Q&A セクションのところにご記入いただけると嬉しいです。それでは、大学のプレゼンテーションの前に、まずは当協会についてご説明させてください。当協会ですね、海外留学推進協会と申しまして、一般財団法人として活動をしております。皆様の留学相談ですとか、大学選び、現地に到着するまでのサポートすべて無料で承っておりますので、少しでも留学行きたいなっていう方は、お気軽にお問い合わせいただけると嬉しいです。また、こういったフェアですとか、セミナーを開催いたしまして、皆様にできるだけ多くの大学情報をお届けできたらと思っています。当協会がですね、AIRC というエージェントとして高い認証エージェントとして高いスタンダードをクリアしているというような認証を受けている日本唯一の団体となっております。そのため世界各地に約300校ほど提携校がございますので、皆様のご希望に合った大学をご案内できるのではないかなと思っています。でなぜ無料なんですかっていう質問をいただくんですけれども、先ほどの AIRC という認証団体に加盟することによって、提携校の方から寄付金をいただいて運営をしておりますので、皆様の方からサポート料をいただいていないという仕組みになっております。はい、それでは当協会の紹介はこのくらいにいたしまして、早速ミシェルさんに大学の紹介をしていただきましょう。Hi Michelle, thank you for joining us today. Would you introduce yourself in this presentation for your university?
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, hello everyone. This is Michelle from Swinburne University of Technology. Thank you, first of all, Study Abroad Association for inviting me to join this session. I absolutely enjoy Zoom since the outbreak of a pandemic. We can't physically travel to Japan to meet with all of you, but thanks for technology, we can still meet online with each one of you. So I am recruitment manager for North Asia for Swinburne, and today I'm going to introduce you the absolutely value university you may not have heard, but I hope you get more information about Swinburne after this session. And also, if any of you would love to ask me questions, there may be some surprise or quiz or prize after the Zoom session. Okay, Yoko, have you finished your introduction? Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. Meanwhile, I can also see the chat box. If you have any questions, feel free to interrupt or put your questions in the chat box. I'm going to show you a short video, less than 1 minute, to experience Swinburne before I start presentation.
Michelle, there's no sound.
Sorry, there's no sound.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. I don't know how I can share that, but maybe I can send to Yoko to play it later. I wouldn't play the video at this moment.
When you click on the share the screen button, there's a small screen pops up, and there's a little small box on the left bottom. You can check.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Do you want me to try that again?
Yes, please.
Don't know why I can't find this window now. Share sound.
Close to the heart of Melbourne, Swinburne is where thinking and technology meet for innovation. In our state-of-the-art factory of the future, industry partners explore ideas for manufacturing next-generation products. At our Digital Innovation Lab, cutting-edge research integrates digital technologies into health, manufacturing, social science, and smart cities. Part of a network stretching from Helsinki to Shanghai, our design factory lets minds from all disciplines co-create and address complex problems in society. Digitisation and Industry 4.0 means that the workplace of the future will look vastly different, but Swinburne graduates will be ready for it all. We're developing courses founded on digital problem solving, collaboration, interpersonal communication and leadership skills. We're focusing on building partnerships with institutions, governments and industries. We're achieving excellence in providing offshore teaching programs, high-impact executive training solutions and comprehensive global student mobility initiatives that support educational outcomes in an international context. We share AACSB accreditation with just 5% of the world's top business schools. Times Higher Education ranks us in the top 400 universities globally. We put our students' experience first, and it shows. 180,000 graduates from every continent can't be wrong about the value of a Swinburne education. With partners in over 40 countries and a proven track record internationally, we are so much more than just a university. Swinburne has a truly global presence, and we look forward to working with you.
Okay, so that's a short video. About university. And after that, I'm going to share slides and start introducing about our university. Just remember, whenever you have questions, feel free to put in the chat box. Okay. First of all, I understand that some of you might have already heard about Australia or introduction about Melbourne. Swinburne is located in Melbourne, and Melbourne has a lot to offer to international students and for the tourists. But today I'm going to highlight why Swinburne is different from other universities. Australia has over 40 universities, including public and private university. all of us, we're lucky to be in Australia because all of us rank pretty nicely in the global ranking, no matter is a QS ranking or Times ranking. But ranking doesn't say everything about a university. You have to come here to experience yourself. So Swinburne is unique compared to the other ones in these few sectors. We are a young university, so we have a great connection with industry. We put our student graduate career as top priority. So starting from this year, Swinburne guarantee every undergraduate students will have either placement or internship. Second point, Swinburne University of Technology offer generous scholarship. I know a lot of you will be young students and funded by parents. Some others will have to earn your own salary and pay for the tuition fees. Scholarship means a lot of financial assistance to relieve you from worry about finance and focus on studies. And secondly, lastly but not least, Swinburne is pretty much ranked good in research, but we also care about students. So our student service and satisfaction rank very high. Okay, start to introduce about us. Not sure whether any of you have been traveling to Australia. Possibly not. And then I can say anything. If Melbourne is the second largest city in terms of international students, is number 2 after Sydney, but we're nearly on par. It's very attractive to international students and tourists because it's quite a multinational, and it's easy to travel around, have a lot of a sign. Our location is based in Hawthorne. It's not CBD, but if you take the train or tram, it takes only 10 minutes. So it's about 6 kilometers to the CBD area, so that we have a very green grass area, and we have quite wealthy, educational, friendly community, as you can see on the right-hand picture. Why I say it's a very multinational. This is a little community in Hawthorne, and Melbourne is a host to people from everywhere, including they are from Japan, Korea, Italian, America, Ireland, Asian, other countries. So, for example, on the street of Glenferrie, where tram drive by, there are at least 5 sushi shops. So if you come to Swinburne, never be afraid. There will be plenty of choices, and there will be Japanese food that reminds you of home and homemade dinner every day. So Melbourne has been consistently listed as most livable city in the world because it's a capital city of arts, sports, different cuisine, and tourism. I'm not sure whether you are interested in sports, but Australian people just spend a lot of casual time as a sports. They play football, rugby, surfing. And if you are kind of sporty people, I think Melbourne or Australia generally will be a perfect destination for you. Here I'm going to show you some pictures. There are Diwali festival celebrated by Indian cultural community, and there are big musical festivals. And on the right bottom picture is the famous lane in the city called Flinders Lane. It has the best cafe in Melbourne and it has a lot of different food on the same street. There are more pictures. Apparently, I love good food, so I take lots of pictures. Now it comes to Hawthorne Glen Ferry. These are two main teaching buildings of Swinburne. And here is a library counter, and also students may ask about accommodation. On the right side, you can see the picture of a studio. You can rent accommodation from university, and you can also choose to rent on your own or share accommodation with your friends. The living cost or the rental fees about $200 to $500 per week. That includes most of the things except for internet. Yeah, the ranking. So except for the general ranking, we rank 273 in AWU or 371 in QS. Swinburne, some area also rank very top in the world. Design will rank top 43 in the world. Absolutely the star courses. Civil engineering will rank top 100. Marketing will rank top 150. So you have already seen from the video about our Industry 4.0, as well as Swinburne is Australia's first Adobe Creative Campus. I'm not sure whether you all use Adobe, but if you study with us, you're Swinburne students, first of all, you have access to the whole Adobe programs free of charge. You can just download. Otherwise, you have to pay thousands of dollars to buy it. And also, there is simply Wi-Fi on the whole campus. So if you do live and study on the campus, you don't actually have to buy your own Wi-Fi. Here's a design factory of Melbourne. You have just seen from the video. This is and the next thing we're talking about our graduate starting salary or the graduate job outcome. As I said, Swinburne put students' employment as a very high priority. We provided students with lots of hands-on experience. That's why our graduates are most favorable with the employer. As you can see, this is which year? 2019 Quilt report. So Swinburne graduates, full-time employment rate is 70% in 2020, with a starting salary as $60,000. Medium full-time salary is about, and the right hand is the our students' starting salary. And then I'm going to introduce you a few scholarships. As I said, Swinburne is very generous with our scholarship. So as an international students, when you apply to study, we will automatically assess your transcripts. So if you study very well in the past, you will automatically receive scholarship. And the scholarship is from 10 to 75% of the whole duration. You didn't see that wrong. If your previous marks about 95%, you can get 3/4 of your tuition fee. I'm going to show you a real case example so that you understand better. Let's say student Kelvin. He applies for Bachelor of Business, which is $31,000 per year. But if your study in Japan is very good, your GPA is 95, you receive scholarship of 75%. So the scholarship is amounts $23,000 per year. For the outstanding students, you can actually pay $23,000 in 3 years to complete the full degree. That's not a lot of money. So for everyone who plan to study in Australia, in Swinburne, I encourage you to focus on current study. And the highest mark you can achieve, the higher scholarship you can get. I'm going to pause a few seconds to check whether there is any questions from the students, or Yoko, you want me to elaborate on any point?
Is this scholarship only for direct entry to bachelor degree? How about starting from diploma to second year university?
Very good question. Some students might need English or pathway to get into bachelor degree. Our pathway scholarship is $2,500 a blanket. Everyone has that scholarship. But when you graduate from a foundation and get into the bachelor degree, we will assess your foundation studies. If you study very well, we use this rank. If you get the GPA 95% in your foundation, you will get the same scholarship. But when you apply, because you're not eligible for bachelor degree, we will assess your previous score and give only $2,500 as a scholarship.
はい、皆さん今スカラシップですね、大学からこれだけのスカラシップが出て授業料が割引になりますよっていう話をしていただいてるんですけれども、こちらの表はですね、高校を卒業して高校の成績を使ってそのまま大学ユニバーシティのイヤー1に入っていった時のスカラシップですね。GPA100分の95っていうことは、ほぼほぼ5段階中5に近い高校の成績があって、で、そのまま大学1年生の方に入っていくってなると、スカラシップ 75%、授業料の 75% がカットになるというようなかなり大きなスカラシップをもらうことができます。で、この GPA80 になってくると5段階中4必要なんですけれども、こちらは3割オフ、授業料が3割オフになるスカラシップが、支給されますよっていうふうになっていて、65ですと、5段階中 3.25 ぐらいになってきますかね。で、ユニバーシティイヤー1に直接入るっていうことも成績によってはできると思いますし、学校の中にディプロマっていうコース、少し小さめのクラスでまずはちょっと学んでみて、そこから大学2年生の方に上がっていきますっていうコースもあるんですね。で、そちらに入っていくときはスカラシップとして$2,500支給がありますよというお話でした。で、もしも日本の高校を卒業して、ちょっと大学の方にそのまま入るというよりは、1年間準備コース、ファウンデーションコースの方に入っていきたいっていう方においては、このファウンデーションコースでの成績が評価されて、このスカラシップのカテゴリーに、当てられるというような話でしたので、もしちょっと高校の成績が振るわなかったけれども、もう一回ファウンデーションコースをやって、できるだけいい成績を取って授業料を抑えたいという方は、ファウンデーションコースから始めるというのも一つの手かなと思います。で、そうですね。直接、オーストラリアの大学に直接入るための英語のスコアって結構、やはり世界的に見ても高めになっているんですね。なので、 この後はミシェルさんに英語コースについて少しお話しいただこうと思います。Michelle, would you explain about ESL? How many level? What is the intake per year?
Are you talking about
English.
course? English? Well, English, we basically is a rolling intake. Every 5 weeks, we have a new intake. So in the whole year, I think we possibly have 9 or 10 intakes. So every 5 weeks, we have an intake. But depending on students' IELTS score, normally students submit their IELTS or TOEFL for us to assess. Otherwise, we're happy to send a code to your office. Students can come to your office to sit an online test, submit. Our admission is going to assess and package offer. So just for example, if students miss half a band, normally we'll package up 5 to 10 weeks of English.
What is the score to get in the University 1? English required.
For bachelor degree, we require IELTS 6.0. For postgraduate, we require IELTS 6.5. No band below 6.
はい、今、ミッシェルさんにご説明いただいたんですけれども、大学の学部課程に入っていくための英語のスコアが、IELTS で 6.0 なんですね。これが学部によって例えば看護系だったり医療系に関わるような、学部はもっと高くなる傾向にあるんですけれども、なのでその IELTS6.0 がまだちょっと入学時期までに取れていないですよっていう方は、まずは英語のコースから始めることができます。で、一般的にですね、IELTS のスコアを 0.5 点上げるのに、だいたい平均で10週間必要ですっていうふうに言われているんですね。で、オーストラリアの英語のコースなんですけれども、毎月入学時期があって、で、5週間が、1タームっていうふうになっていますので、じゃあ2月から入学したいなって思ってる学生で、じゃあ 6.0 はないけれども、5.5 は持ってますっていうことであれば、その2月から遡って 0.5 を上げるために10週間の英語の期間を取って、そこから入学、英語のコースを取って、で2月から学部の方に入っていくというような流れになってくるんですね。なので、入りたい、大学の学部課程を始めたいという学期を決めた上で、そこからじゃあ足りてない英語のスコアの期間を遡って、じゃあ英語のコースを始める時期を決めていくというのが、オーストラリアの大学に入学していくための流れとなっていきます。Michelle, would you explain about study abroad program too?
Yes, I will come to that point later. How long do I have? 10 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Yoko, for translating this part. Just I think it's necessary to add here because we have been talking about English studies. For some students, if they need to study English first, Swinburne has a new policy during pandemic because the students have to cope with online study first. So if you have a package offer of early course and a bachelor degree or master degree, Swinburne actually offer up to 10 weeks of a free English tuition. So if the students will come to study English first and then bachelor degree and only needs to study 10 weeks, that tuition fees is covered by university. It's free of charge. So I'm not sure whether you need to explain that to the students.
はい、皆さん今、ミシェルさんからご説明があったように、先ほど、入学時期を決めて、例 例えば0.5点 IELTS が足りてないときは10週間の英語コースをつけるといいですよっていうふうにご説明をしたんですが、こちらのスカラシップとプラスで、10週間の英語のコースの授業料は大学によって、カバーしますよというようなスカラシップを今追加で出しているそうなので、ちょっと英語のコースも取りたいけど費用が不安だなっていう方は、来年の入学すごくチャンスじゃないかなと思います。
Thank you very much. I think we have talked a lot about scholarship. Just want to show you some examples of our students. As I said, Swinburne starts to offer guaranteed placement for all the undergraduate students. What we found is, of course, it's very good to experience the real life work. Without support from university, you have to go there to find by yourself. We do see a lot of students work in McDonald's or Pizza Hut or food delivery. But what university offer is related with what you study. And these students has used the university help in the past, and it's more likely that employer will really like you and offer you job offer immediately after the internship. Here are some students, but there are many more. I couldn't list all of them here. One of them I want to highlight is Bino, the girl picture in the right middle of here. Bino is actually from Japan. She studied Bachelor of Business about 2-3 years ago, graduated in 2 or 3 years ago. She go to get help from our career advisors, and we place her to work in Deloitte Melbourne office. She has done amazing job, so Deloitte really likes her. Unfortunately, when she graduates, there's no job offer in Melbourne. But Deloitte came to Bino to say, because you're from Japan, we actually have a vacancy in Tokyo office. Are you happy to take that job as a business analyst? So Bino is very happy because she can go home, and she has returned to Japan since then and took the job offer. She is now working in Deloitte in Japan. So this is just one student case out of many. If you come to Swinburne, I highly encourage you to go to our career counselors and ask for help. We'll try our best to place you at a relevant work field so that when you graduate, you have a job offer in your hand. Okay, and here is the industry partner we work with in Australia and the globe. As you can see, there are many big top 500 companies in the world, including Facebook, Macquarie, Deloitte, Siemens, KPMG, NASA, Bosch, Nissan, Mercedes. So there are many companies like that. As I think we're running out of time, I'm just quickly show you a flyer to explain another study mode, which is a study abroad. Oh, this might be too small for you, but I can send it to you later so that Yoko can help us to share with the students. I know some students are not fully prepared to come to study for full degree, which is 3 years. We do offer study abroad, which means that you can have a gap in Japan and come here for 1 semester or 2 semesters. In 1 semester, you can choose 3 or 4 units, and the course fees will be cheaper than normal degrees. For 3 subjects, the tuition fee is $3,700 for 3 subjects. And the entry requirement is the same with a bachelor degree, but you don't need long-term commitment. You can come here to try whether you like it. Different from other universities, our study abroad offer very wide choices. You can study arts, design, education, IT, business, even aviation, games. I'm not sure how many of you love games. You know, you actually can study to Swinburne and develop your own games. So we do have a Bachelor of Game and Animation. You can make your own cartoon, animation, film and television is all offered in individual units in study abroad program. After that, if you think you want to go back to Japan, you can absolutely do that. If you decide to stay here, all the units will take credits, and you only need to study the rest of units. You can graduate with a bachelor or master degree. So that's a good option for anyone who hasn't decided to study long term, because you can come here for 1 semester. Study period is 4 to 6 months. Okay, I think I couldn't finish all the individual courses. This is just a general information about university.